Good afternoon, Nkosi Talk Shows family. It's Nomsa here at Nkosi Talk Shows. Find your own voice, lead from within. So I'm on my own today, guys. And so the topic today is the power within you. Feel the power within you and conquer the world. Let nothing hold you back. So today I am going to cover embracing your inner strength, overcoming self-doubt and limiting beliefs, harnessing the power of positive thinking, cultivating growth mindset, finding your passion and purpose, developing resilience in the face of challenges, nurturing healthy relationship and supporting system, mastering time management and productivity, unlocking the power within. So I might not be able to, actually, three important ones: building unshakable confidence and self-esteem, conquering fear, embracing risk, cultivating a grateful and abundant mindset, empowering others, and making positive impact. So I'm hoping that today I am going to cover all this, but if I don't, I can always come back and do part two. And this topic is amazing because we are in this world that is full of obstacles and adversity. It's easy to actually feel overwhelmed and feel defeated, but within every individual lies an incredible power waiting to be unleashed. So feel the power within and conquer the world. So how do we do that? We do that by not letting anything hold us back. And life is beautiful. We can transform life to however we want. We can actually use transformative journey that will guide us through towards tapping into our inner strength and find our true potential. But do we all do that? That's the question that you need to ask yourself. Do you tap into your inner strength and find that true potential within you? Or are you in this world where you feel sorry for yourself and you feel that you are not enough? And if you want to create, to live, to tap, to actually tap into your life and find that power within, you have to find some people. They go on YouTube and they find a self-help book, or they listen to video and they feel like, oh, I can do this, but then they don't get to where they need to be. So the best way to do this, if you really, really want to do it, you have to have a roadmap to personal empowerment. And if you want to achieve that extraordinary life that you can design and inspire, motivate, and uplift yourself. It's not about just uplifting others. Before you can help somebody, you have to help yourself. Everything that I do in my life, like what I do now, is something that I had to do for myself first. Is something that I had to tap into this power within and just unleash that power within, so I can be the person that I want to be. So you can do that yourself, but you can do this, you can start by doing it on your own. But if you want to do it on your own, it means you have to be really, really disciplined. Some people are disciplined. Trust me, there are some people who would do anything if they are really, really tired of living a life that they don't want, they can do it. So you have to be that person that is actually really, really disciplined and is tired of living a life, a miserable life, where you feel that your life is not fulfilled. So if you are that person, but if you are somebody who is not disciplined, that's when you will need a coach to actually hold your hands through dark times, because the dark times are there when you try to unleash that power within. The dark powers, the dark places, you go into a good place, and then you go into a dark place. So you have to be able to actually have the tools and the strategy that can take you there to where you need to be. I was listening to Tony Robbins' event on day one. He was saying the reason why people never fulfill the dreams that they say they're gonna fulfill is because they start, they make decisions and they start something, and then the state of mind changes through that process. So it's very, very important when your state of mind changes. The story, life is about stories, strategy, story, and then state. So he put those three things together. And he said that the reason why people never accomplish the things that they want is because their state of mind changes. The mind changes. It's like a relationship. Somebody find that is somebody they're in a relationship, and then they change their mind. Like, I don't want to be in this relationship. So those are the things that happens in life. But if you do have a coach, you get some guidance through all that, through the process. You can create, can have a strategy, and just create the life story and have the tools that can help you to actually get there. Remember, having power within you and understanding the power that you have, it shapes your destiny. Having that power, it creates your destiny. We don't just have the power to just play or to sit back. When you unleash that power, it will shape your destiny, it will shape your life, it will shape how you see the world, and nothing can hold you back. Once you understand your destiny, how you want to live your life, nothing can hold you back unless you allow it. So it's an incredible journey that is full of timeless potential that lies within you if you do understand what does it mean to embrace your inner strength. And as an individual, we are all different. When you're doing all these things, embracing your inner strength, you have to embrace your life as an individual, because we intend to look at other people's lives and start comparing our life with their lives. So at the core of every individual lies incredible wellspring of strength. So you have to do that. There's a power within you that is waiting to be discovered. So are you willing to actually tap into that power and discover your true potential? Or are you willing to actually live this life of unhappiness, where you are not happy, where you are miserable? And but if you do decide to actually embrace and understand and recognize, embrace your inner strength, and remember, past doesn't define you. There are some people that will tell you that, but my past, I've gone through this, I've gone through this. How do I tap into my inner strength? How do I find my strength? Where lies challenges? That's where true potential is found. I do what I do because of the challenges, that every time I go through challenges, I rediscover myself. When I solve problems, I'm like, wow, I didn't know I was capable of doing that. So you can actually, first you have to accept your weaknesses. And when you accept your weaknesses, it means you open the door of enhancing your strength. What are your weaknesses? I did a 30-day challenge because I realized that every time somebody makes a comment about my business, if I didn't like that comment, it triggers something inside of me. So I just needed to find out, why do I feel that way? And when I did the 30-day challenge, the end of my 30-day challenge, I realized that actually I just need to accept that no matter how hard I do or whatever beautiful things that I do, somebody will always find something to say. It might be positive or it might be negative, but that is not my story unless if I accept it in my heart. So I've realized that actually I need to mind Nomsa's business. I need to actually I need to let people be. If somebody comes in and they have negative comment, they are entitled for their comment, but I am not entitled. I can choose. Life is a choice. So what choice are you choosing? Now I can choose to respond how I want to respond when it comes to life. But how are you choosing to respond when it comes to life? When life doesn't make sense to you, when life doesn't feel like it should be, when you don't feel okay within, how do you respond? Do you respond by letting fear get to you? Or do you respond by making excuses? Fear will always be there. Fear is a distraction, it's a stronghold, it's a stagnation. So you have to decide what choice do you want to make when it comes to your life. And you know, when you begin the life of unleashing the power within, is not just about the physical power. It compasses mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. So you have to spiritually, you have to be strong, and you have to work on your spiritualities. I don't know what are your beliefs. So you can use those beliefs. Some people don't have beliefs that they believe in. So you can use your beliefs when it comes to spirituality. Emotionally, you can work on your emotions, and you can work on your mental state, and also by eating health as well. Our health is more important too. So we have to watch what we eat in order to actually unleash that power within, because the food that we eat, the energy that we get through that food, so is going to help us to find that strength. So you can watch the food that you eat mentally, or eat the food that can help you mentally, emotionally. Watch your thoughts. And there are some thoughts that are not here to save us. There are some thoughts that can actually, that destroys us. So we have to be aware of those thoughts and accepting that power within, and accepting who we are as a person. You have to, in order to overcome doubt and limiting beliefs. You have to, limiting beliefs, they are roadblocks on path to personal growth and success. So that's why some people, they find themselves in a bus stop. A bus stop, it means you are in a place where you want to move forward, but you can't, you're stuck. That is a limiting beliefs. So how can you actually work on those things that are hindering your progress so that you can move forward with your life? So these obstacles, sometimes they are caused by our past experiences, societal conditioning, or fear of failure. So you have to work on it. Sometimes we, in our society, we try to fit in. If you go to church, sometimes, because the church is part of our society. So sometimes if you go to church, you will find that they are conditioning through that the churches where you get told how to behave as a Christian. But that behavior is not based on scriptures. So when you go to church, you have to be somebody who read the scriptures. When people are preaching, you can reference to the scriptures for what they are saying. Some people make things up, and that can actually cause self-doubt. It can hinder us, it can cause limiting beliefs, and it can actually cause us not to reach our true potential. And you go to the society, like in our community, you'll find that when you do something, people are like, you have to try to fit in within the society, people's behavior. You have to adapt that behavior. But the truth is, do you actually have to adapt to everybody's behavior? If we all were to behave the same way, what do you think the world will be like? Because we are individual, so we shouldn't behave the same way. We all have these beautiful destinies, beautiful stories that are different. And when we have these beautiful stories that are different, it means we can actually we can work on our beliefs. We can break free from these chains of self-doubt and transform our journey. Is very, very important to actually transform our journey when it comes to life, and harnessing the power of positive thinking. So how do we do that? How can we harness the power of positive thinking? Now we are in this society where we have to behave like everybody else. And when we go on social media, we see people and we just want to be like them. We see these celebrities, they are leading their own life and we want to be with them. So how can we actually harness this power of positive thinking? And positive thinking is a force. It's a force that can shape our lives and pave the way of success and happiness. So we have to make sure that when we go through this journey of our relationship, our well-being relationship, and overall our outlook of life, and the human's mind is a very, very powerful tool. Our minds are very, very powerful, but some people, they don't know that. They let their mind control them. And but if you focus on life and shift your perspective of life, and instead of dwelling on the problems, seek solutions. Instead of dwelling on the failure, the opportunities that never came through, why don't you just instead of fostering doubt, and why don't you just cultivate self-beliefs and understand that every problem that we encounter in life is it brings breakthrough, because we wouldn't find a breakthrough. For me, I wouldn't be a matchmaker if I didn't have a relationship that didn't work. So I became a matchmaker because my relationship were ending in this cycle, same way all the time. So there were times where I was like, okay, I need to find the principles of positive thinking and gratitude through this pain. And then I need to find my blessings. I was like, I need to find my blessings, because I knew I was a blessed somebody. Everyone is a blessed person in the universe. God wouldn't create the universe if we were not entitled for our blessings. So we are all blessed people, and those blessings, we have to claim them. We have to understand that in order for us to get what we want in life, we have to claim it. We have to understand how the universe works. The universe, when somebody is born, they have the blessings that they are entitled to. Blessings of, you have the key of success. You have the house where all your blessings are stored. And you have a horse of success that you can ride, like where creativity is born, everything is born. Our destiny is unique. It's not like you're watching Nomsa and saying, okay, I can actually be like Nomsa. No, our destiny is like, is created as the individual for us to actually have it. Hi guys, LinkedIn and Facebook, and guys, you can comment and just get into the conversation if you want. And but if we don't practice positive thinking, we can simply deny ourselves the life that we are meant to have. But if we accept who we are, if life is not going well for you, the first thing you have to do is accept it. When I'm saying accept it, I'm not saying accept problems. So you have to be honest and say, you know what? My life is not going well. But I'm not going to deny myself my blessings. I am not going to deny my joy. So I am going to approach this life that is bringing challenges with a different mindset, which is a constructive mindset. So you can approach life in a different way. When you approach life in a different way, you will need a strategy to framework negative thoughts and find a silver lining of challenging in that situation. So how do we do that? Our state of mind has to be in the right place. And then it comes our story. What is our story that we are in? The story that we are in the present moment. What does that story mean to us? Do we believe the story that we are in this present moment? Is it our permanent story, or is it a season story? Or can we just create the story that we believe to be true about our lives? So you can do that. If you believe that your story is meant to be different, is not meant to be how you see it, how you see the world, so you can actually adapt by creating positive outlook. You can develop a resilience, bounce back from setback with the renewed determination. So you have to determine to get to where you need to be. So there are some things that might actually hinder us. Sometimes it's our background. Sometimes people look at their background and they're like, I come from this family, so I don't think I can become who I want to become because of the story where I come from. But our background, it does not define who we are, who we are as a person. Our color does not, your color doesn't define you. It does not define your destiny. It's the story that defines your destiny is your book of life. What does your book of life, what is written about you? So you have to just put your name there, your family name there, write it down, family name. What does that mean? When you look at that family name, what does that family name mean to you? Like myself, my family name is Mube. So when I look at that family name, for me, it means a lot to me. When I look at my family name, I don't look at my family whether they are poor, whether they are this, whether they're that. I see myself. I see something that actually I can be the changer in my bloodline. I can make a difference. I can change my story. I can change my ancestors' story. I can change my grandparents' story. I can change my parents' story by creating the roadmap that I believe that it is true about myself. I cannot live in a story that I don't know, that I don't understand. So I believe that when I look at my name, when I look at my family name, I believe that I can rewrite my story. I can rewrite it. But how can I rewrite it is by unlearning my beliefs, my negative beliefs that I think about myself. There were times where I didn't think that as a Black person, anybody will listen to. I judged myself. I condemned myself. I put myself on the altar of death. When you judge yourself negatively, you're putting yourself on that altar of death. That is crucifixion. When you judge yourself and say, you know what, nobody's going to like me. No one. That is a judgment. You're putting yourself, you are actually, when you put yourself there, those words, you are actually creating that altar and putting yourself out there and saying, I cannot be the person that I want to become because no one will like me. Relationship-wise, no one will like me. I cannot find the person that I am meant to date because I believe that I'm not good enough. I'm just putting myself on judgment. But if I could just change my mindset and understand that I was created to be something in this world. I was created to become something. I was never created. My mom carried me for 9 months. She went through pain. I don't know the pain that she went through giving birth. She went to labor, carrying me, and she went through that pain. And there was joy when I was coming out. She was crying, but there was joy in it as well. So she cried until I was born. And when I was born, there was joy. My family were like, Nomsa, she's born. We're gonna name this child Nomsa. And then I was given my family name. And I'm given my identity, which is I have my date of birth, my ID, my passport, and those three things, they represent a human being. They represent the person that I could be something. So now I'm putting myself on judgment. So what do you think, what does that do to your identity when you actually put yourself on judgment saying, I'm not good enough, I don't think I am actually, I don't think I can do all these things that when I listen to speakers, when I listen to people, they're telling me that I need to be grateful. And some people, they say, God, I am grateful, but I don't think I can be this. Just imagine what it does to a human being. That is a crucifixion. That is a judgment. But if you can build a support system that can uplift and encourage you on that journey of life, we need some encouragement. So I don't know about you. Me, I need the accountability partner. I need that good friend that can encourage me, but I also need to get rid of these friends that tell me that I cannot be the person that I want to become. I need to leave them behind. And family members, I cannot change my blood, but if they are family members that don't believe in me, I don't need them to affirm who I could be, but I need to love them. But I need to leave them behind too. Once I do good, they see I'm becoming the example of this world, a child that is determined to become who she wants to become. They'll follow me. And they'll ask me, how did you do it? So I don't need to actually wanting people to affirm who I could be. I don't need to be that. So you have to understand as a person that every journey that you take, you are never alone. I don't know about your beliefs. For me, I believe in God. I know that every journey that I take in life, I'm never alone. Before, I used to think that I was alone. But as I started thinking that, okay, we are these human beings, there's a universe, and this universe, there's this energy. There's this energy, there is this power that I can tap into. I can actually ask this power to empower me, to lead me to more fulfillment life, so I can unlock my full potential, attract abundance to every aspect of my being. So I now understand that I'm never alone. But before, I believed that I was alone. I believed that I wasn't worthy. I compared my life with somebody else. I compared my clothes with somebody else's clothes. I compared my house with somebody else's house. I compared my education with somebody else's education. I compared my career with somebody else. I compared some things, my life, my destiny, but I had to spend time asking for mercy because I knew that I'd put myself on that altar of death by comparing my life with other people. So I needed to cultivate, in order for me to cultivate a growth mindset, I needed to accept my life. I needed to work on my beliefs. I needed to understand the things that I believe. What does it mean? What does it mean to be the person that I am? There were things that I would do thinking that they will attract things in my life. Sometimes when I dress, I believed if you go on my Facebook profile, I have a dress. I think I've shared that memory a few days ago. I have a dress where my boobies are actually out because I believed I thought that was sexy. Looking sexy, I thought that was the only way. In order for me to attract men, I needed to show my cleavage. That's what I believed. The mindset, don't judge me. But at the time, that's what I believe. That if I need to attract a good man, I'm gonna have to show my boobies. I'm gonna have to wear the miniskirt so they can see my legs, how my legs look like. I didn't believe the gift that God gave me. I didn't believe in the body that God gave me, that beautiful body, the beautiful smile, the beautiful within that God gave me, that is natural. I didn't believe in it. So at the time, yes, I will do it, but I will attract the wrong people in my life, even the wrong friends, because I try to fit in. When I see somebody, oh, they have this life, I just want to hang out with them because I felt that it was the right thing to do. But I didn't understand my qualities. What does it mean to have a growth mindset so I can strive, improve my life? But then when I became aware of growth mindset, now I'm realizing that I don't have to wear cleavage. It has to be a choice. If I want to wear cleavage, I have to wear it because it makes me feel good, not because I'm chasing a man. But then it was then that I realized that actually I don't have to show my body for a man to like me. So I realized actually I'm beautiful. So I don't know about you, your story, but those were my story where I believed in so many things. We're trying to fit in. I adapt. If I meet a friend, I adapt to what they like and I become that person. I become like them. I behave like them. But in the end, I was miserable. I wasn't happy. But then I had to find the ingredients. I had to find the recipe for mindset, for growth, because I was tired of all these setbacks. I was tired of living a miserable life. I was tired of living a life where I have to compare myself with somebody else. There were chains that I needed to break. There were chains where there were places that I needed to leave behind. There are some people that I needed to leave behind. I needed to thank God and say, God, I thank you for connecting me with these people. But then I needed to leave them behind. I couldn't do it. But when I worked on myself, my growth mindset, I realized I can. Without giving them attitude, I knew that I had to leave them. I knew that I had to find people that can help me to grow. I knew I had to unlearn some things in my life, whatever things that were holding me back. I knew that I had to be honest with myself, which it's not an easy thing to do. Being honest, it means sometimes you have to ask yourself a question of identity. Who am I? In this journey that I am taking, who am I? Who do I need to be? Who am I supposed to be? Am I supposed to be this person? So I had to go back to my childhood. Who was I? And my inner child was there with me, but I kept ignoring my inner child. That miserable child kept saying to me inside that this is not my identity. This is not who I am. But then when I listened to my inner child, that's when my life began. I'm a Christian, so I had to look myself and say, I had to ask myself, how does a Christian person behave? How does a Christian behave? So I had to read the scripture, but then I realized actually a Christian person, I need to believe in myself. Jesus himself, he was rejected. He performed miracles around and he loved this world that he created. He is the creator of this world. Although he created the world, he still was rejected. So I had to ask myself, who am I to believe that everybody is gonna like me? I need to love me. I need to unleash that power and find patience with me. I need to find self-compassion. I need to be willing to make some changes in my life. And I need to understand my own beliefs, what makes me believe the things that I believe. For me to unlock new possibilities in my life, I need to embrace the change. I needed to think my past. I needed to look at people in my past that have hurt me, and I needed to thank them for giving me that power, that strength for me to become the person that I am today. But I was angry. There was anger within me. There was bitterness. When I think about those who hurt me, I'll get angry. I would tell myself that I didn't deserve it. But until I realized actually those people, they had their own problems. So how I need to respond in that situation, in those past events, I needed to thank them. So I had to thank them for entering my life and showing me what I could be, the person that I could become. And I had to forgive myself. In order for me to unleash that power within, I had to go through forgiveness, because there were so many things that I had put myself on the altar of death by not believing in myself, by not believing in the person that I am supposed to be. I did not embrace the change. So I needed to be the person that I wanted to become. I needed to find my passion, and I needed to find my purpose. I needed to discover, transform my life. And I knew that my existence, there's a reason why I exist in this world. And I knew that in order for me to discover the person that I need to be, I need to find my identity. When I find my identity, I need to find my true passion that can align with my identity. But then I did. I find the person that I was looking for, that I have been looking for, that was always inside of me. And at that moment, I made a decision that I will never ever judge myself anymore. I will never ever tell myself that I'm not enough anymore. I will never ever tell myself if I'm being challenged to take a task, no matter how hard it is, I'm gonna have to learn it. And I am giving myself those challenges. I finish my degree, and I'm doing research. I don't know anything about doing some research, and I'm doing it. I'm doing the test, and I'm doing the data. I'm researching how people behave, the way they behave, how our intelligence works. So how do we get this intelligence? Because everyone is very intelligent, but people don't know our personality. What shapes our personality, our intelligence? So those are the things that when I finish here, I have to go and do some research. When I'm doing some research, I've got to provide the evidence of that research, and I have to back it up. And when I back it up, as a person, then that's when I get my results. But it's something, if you were to ask me before, I'll be like, whoa, I don't think I can do this. But now I know I can. I know if I want to do something, I can. As long as I have the time to do it, I can. There is no longer a time where I tell myself that I'm not good enough. I don't tell myself that, because when you discover your passion, it involves identifying the activities that brings you genuine happiness. And genuine happiness is, for me, like, I'm a psychologist. So being a psychologist, it means that I have to rediscover more about psychology. I'm a matchmaker, so I need to find out what makes people the divorce. Why do people divorce? For me to be able to help my clients, because when they come and I match them, I don't want them to come back. So I need to find what makes people enter a relationship, and then their state of mind changes. They don't want to be in that relationship, or the connection, it breaks, that connection, it fades away. So I need to, I can't find a solution, because those are human beings, but I just need to know the cause of it. Because marriages now, if we look at it, there's so many people that are getting married, and a few years later, the divorce. So if there is a way that people can actually get married and then embrace their dreams, because getting married is somebody else's dream. I know one dreams of divorce. So if I can help my clients to actually find that happiness within it, I think that would be amazing. So you have to actually, in order to actually, to find passion alone is not enough in order for you to unleash that power within. Your purpose is the why, because behind is the why behind your existence. Your big why. Why do you exist? So if you find that answer of why do you exist, then you will find your purpose. You will actually, once you find that answer, you'll feel compelled to make a difference in the world. Without that answer, there is no way you can see yourself making a difference, because you have questions inside of you that you don't understand about yourself. So in order to have a meaning, a life with a meaning, so you have to take action, understand how your passion can contribute to a greater good. So once you do that, then you make a decision. And once you make a decision, don't look back. But in making that decision, it means that you have to be surrounded by the right people. Fake friends, you got to leave them behind. Family members, we cannot change our family members, but it means you need to write your own story. You find a pen and a paper, you write your own story. Be the creator of your own destiny with love. Without love, love is the umbrella that can take us to where we need to be. When I'm saying with love, it means love yourself. Regardless of where you find yourself, with the situation where you find yourself, always put you first. Love yourself, because you cannot love me if you don't love yourself. When you love yourself, it means you can create the real story about your life. It means the doubt, the fear that is presented to you, you can actually get rid of that fear. Fear causes pain, because when we fear, it means we can't move forward. We fear that we are not enough. We fear because we think, okay, for me, before I started doing the things that I do now, I used to say, I'm from Africa, I'm in United Kingdom. No one is going to listen to an African person. I didn't believe in myself. But when I changed that mindset, I realized that there was more within me that I could do to this world. I realized that I could actually, my life story can serve somebody else's life. So that's why I do what I do. I do what I do because I was honest. Number one, I told myself that my life is messed up. It wasn't messed up, but I told myself that my life is messed up because I was miserable. I wasn't happy. No matter how much money you get, if you're not happy within, there is no way you can move forward and be happy. But then when I changed my mindset, I didn't want to judge myself anymore. I wanted to become the woman that God created me to become. I needed to make a difference to this world. And I needed to find my identity. So my identity began, everyone has a life story. For me, my life story is different. When I decided to change my story, I looked at myself and I said, I'm a Christian. And at the time I was meant to play football in Germany, I missed my match because my passport was at the Home Office. And then I realized actually that's not the Christian life that I was living. I was a fake Christian. So I decided that I'm going to speak to God myself, because I read the Bible, but I couldn't understand the meaning of it. I just went to church and say, hallelujah. Oh, Nomsa, he's an amazing voice. I'll sing, and people be like, oh, Nomsa, you touch my heart. But I didn't touch my problems. I'll sing and you give me a song, you give me hymns, I'll say hallelujah, I'll sing whatever song you give it to me, I'll sing it. I touch people's lives, but I didn't touch my own problems. Then I made a decision. That was 2009. 2008, yeah, 2008, I made a decision that I'm going to become the person that I call myself, that I am. And I called out God and I said, I'm going to be my lawyer for my immigration. And I became my lawyer of my immigration. I ring my lawyer tell me £600 for me to send a letter to the immigration. And I was like, what now? £600 just to write a letter? And asking them, when are they making a decision? £1,000? It's like, okay, I can become my lawyer. So I rang the immigration. That was me unleashing my power within. I missed my football match. I couldn't go and play, and I wanted to go to Germany, so I couldn't. So I rang immigration officer. I said, okay, immigration, I gave the guy my reference number and he checked, and I said, I need to become my lawyer. So for me to write a letter to you, can you tell me what I need to write? I had prayed, I had fasted, and I rang the people that were handling my case, and I asked them, how do I solve the problem? So the guy helped me out. This is how you solve the problem. You want to contact us? Nomsa, this is what you need to do. I wrote down everything. But because something told me to do that, I was guided. Now I had made a decision that I'm not going to say God, Jesus, hallelujah, not knowing what is Jesus. So I had to understand that Jesus is a person, is a spirit. When I call him out, he brings the angels, and those angels can guide me through. But before, I thought, I go to church, you touch my head, you pray for me, and you say, miracles will happen. I will say, hallelujah, hallelujah, on the floor. Then I get miracle, and then I testify. But I realized that I was a fake Christian. So I decided to be my own lawyer. So in that process, when I was talking to the guy, he said, what did you say your name was? I was like, my name, my full name, and my surname. And he said, guess what, Nomsa? Your lawyer, they did not, you mean your lawyer, have you spoken to your lawyers? I was like, yes, I have. And he said, unfortunately, you have got indefinite leave to remain in United Kingdom. And I said, what do you mean? He said, the confusion now is you applied a case as individual and you applied the case with your spouse. The case as an individual has indefinite leave to remain, which you shouldn't have missed your match. The case as your spouse is still going. So you need to write a letter to us to tell us to close the case. If you give us a permission to close the case under your spouse, then you go to Croydon tomorrow, get your indefinite leave to remain. So I said, thank you so much. But if I didn't make that decision to be my own lawyer, I wouldn't have got my papers. The story did not end there. When I got my papers through my hand, now I had to think about my future. I didn't like the life that I was living. Everything about me, it wasn't right. So I decided I'm gonna learn about United Kingdom. So I went to college. I just wanted to learn the culture, United Kingdom. Went to college. I finished college. I was giving birth. That was after I gave birth to my first daughter. And after I finished college, I was miserable again. So I decided I am going to go to uni, study psychology. No, I took Paul McKenna's program, How to Mend Your Broken Heart. I'd lost my dad. And I needed to mend my broken heart because my heart was broken, really, really broken. I was lost. My relationship, I was facing going through divorce. I was going through, lost my dad and my stepdad. So I needed to find healing. So I took Paul McKenna's programs and I never looked back. It was so amazing. I went through how to mend your broken heart, how to, now I had to create my own destiny. I didn't go through hypnotization or anything, no. I just took the programs where I need to go through my life journey of mending my broken heart. I've mended my broken heart at the time, and I had to get rid of, in order for you to succeed in life, I had to go through the module of jealousy. How does that make me feel when I see my friend succeed? When I see people around me succeed? So I had to go through that. It was very, very beautiful, but I didn't know that we become jealous of people. I thought I was fine until it was triggering some things. And that's when I was like, okay, this is actually, it was going deep. So I was like, okay, why can't I just fast for 40 days? So I fasted for 40 days. And that 40 days, it was all about forgiveness. My life, when we go through life, we tell ourselves that we are not enough. We don't take opportunities that comes our way. We hinder our destinies. So through that forgiving, it was all forgiving the people that I had come across in life. It was forgiving myself. So I went through that forgiveness journey until the end. After that, I never looked back. I went to personal development. Personal development, I went on, now I wanted to find love. What is this love now that I love myself so much? So I wanted to find this love. And I met this guy. I had questions like I was becoming my own matchmaker. When I go out, I get dressed. When I get dressed, I wasn't dressing to impress anybody. I was dressing to feel good about myself. And I'll write down the questions that I need to, not writing them down in my head, what I needed to ask the men when I meet these guys, what I'm going to ask them, what am I looking for? And I look at myself in the mirror and say, Nomsa, I'll stand by. And then I look at myself in the mirror, make a decision. Then I go out. If I meet a guy, I don't care how good look you looks. I don't care how much money you have. All I needed was, I knew what's on the inside of person is greater than what's on the outside. But before I want to date a rich man, I want to date a man that can afford me, that can look after me. That's what I believe anyway. So don't judge me. That's what I believed. That was the way of finding this true love. But at this moment, my mindset has changed. I needed a man that can stand by me in every decision that I make in life. Whatever the woman that I unleash, I needed a man that is going to accept that woman. The power that I had found within me, I needed a man that can align with that power, the beauty that is on the inside of me that was greater than my looks. So I needed that man to align with that beauty. So I meet guys, good looking, full of themselves. They look at me, they think they can have me because they have money. But if my heart tells me that, no, this is not the right guy, at that moment I was so honest. I was saying, no, no second date, no third date. Or if I go on a second date, if I don't like the person, I'll say no. But before, I just date somebody because they're nice, they're good looking, you drive a nice car, whatever you name it, you know what I mean? So people do it, even now people do it. So at that moment, I was never looking for all those things. One thing that I was in a mission to change my life. If you look at my slogan, it says in a mission in my group, Unique Billionaire Mindset, in a mission to change lives. I was in a mission to change lives. I had found my own voice. So I met this guy, he's a businessman, English guy. We had so much fun. Ask him questions, answering my questions, his desires, life goals. He had a vision. What's your vision for life? If I was to be a woman, what is your vision for me? The guy, I was so playful. I was so playful in a way that a man will not understand that I'm interviewing them. I was like psychology, playfulness, smile, that smile of seduction. I use the smile of seduction so the man does not realize that actually she's interviewing me. It was so amazing. The guy said to me, okay, Nomsa, he called me when I got home. I'd like to meet you on a second date. I was like, okay. I thought we were going on a date. Yes, me getting excited. You know, I had a good time and stuff. Going on a second date. And the guy said, but I need to come to your house first before we go out. So I was like, okay, why do you want to come to my house? And he was like, yeah, I've got things that I need to drop for you. I need to come to your house. So he came. When he came with this file so big, with maybe thousands and thousands of pages. And he said, Nomsa, when we went on a date, no woman has ever asked me those questions. So I have a business for you. I've printed the documents. I have did some research for you and asked my team to prepare the documents for you. So have you ever heard of matchmaking? And I was like, what is a matchmaking? It was like a matchmaking introduction agency company where dating matchmaker. I was like, oh yeah. but I've never thought of doing that. And he was like, I'm telling you now, I'm a businessman. I think you'll be really good at it. I was like, okay, I didn't argue with him. I was like shocked. And I was like, what now? He was like, my mindset, the way I am now, with the way you are, I don't think I can cope with you. You know exactly what you want. I am still confused, but I'm on a date. I'm on the dating side looking for a woman. I've realized that I'm confused. I need to work on myself, but you have a business that you need to do. So I said, thank you, God. And that's how my business began, because I had found that power within me, that somebody recognized it, that I didn't recognize myself, but somebody did. And I believed in them, and I took that journey through. I set up my business straight away, although he did research for me. So I had to go online. The websites where he had the information, it was so easy. You know, when God has a purpose for you, when God has a plan for you, that plan cannot be taken away from you. That power within, it cannot be changed. That's when I realized that in this world, when you actually want something, you can get it. So that's how my company began. It was my story. That's how my story began. In that moment, I realized that I needed to start my business. I started my business. I didn't have a training. I had a psychology training, but I didn't have a training for matchmaking. For me to have a training again, somebody had handed me on LinkedIn and said, I love your website. It's written properly. Have you done any matchmaking training? And I was like, no, I haven't. So Lisa in LA, she just said, okay, come and do the training. And then I had to go and meet her, and I did the training. That's how I got certified as a matchmaker. But at the moment, I knew where I needed to go, but things just happened. That power that I cried out every single day to change my life, to change my destiny. Things just happen. Things just happen. That was my life story. That's how my story began. So I went to Des. He's my business coach. A year later, I found him and I said, okay, I'm looking for a business coach. So he told me the numbers. You want me to coach you, Nomsa? I was like, yeah. And I was like, okay, you're so expensive. And he said, there's a catch. If you want me to coach you, you're going to have to do Facebook Live. And I was like, are you kidding me? I am paying you to help me to build my business, and you are telling me that I need to go online. I don't know. I'm not a speaker. I'm a musician. I don't speak on stage. I sing. That's all I know. So he said, take it or leave it. So I was like, okay, you win. That's how I ended up here doing what I do today because of my coach. He believed in me. And when I didn't believe in myself, when fear was creeping and coming in, I'll call him. Because he understood, he was experienced, he was like, it's fear, Nomsa. And he said, cut the phone and go and do the work. So I cut the phone and do the work. So I go on stage in London, I speak. In front of the first time I spoke was 500 people. And I thought, okay, I was like, okay, I can do this. The only thing that helped me was to get to know my work. I had to understand more what I do, what it means to me. The rest, I just went on stage and just spoke from my heart. What I believe, what love is about, what I do, the things that I do. I had to learn it and I had to understand it. And after, And then I was like, this is actually fun. So that's why I do my Facebook Live. That's why I do what I do. And I do believe that anybody can actually unleash their power and do the things that they want to do. For me, the things that were holding me back is because I didn't believe in myself. And I met Dr. Olukoya. He's my pastor. The person that is becoming now is the person that I didn't believe. Now, if you ask me about God, I can tell you who God is. I don't have to ask somebody else to call God for me so they can help me. I can call the men out for myself because of Dr. Olukoya and because I have my brother Leroy. He helps me a lot. He helped me to believe that I can be the woman that I wanted to become. So I decided that I'm going to listen. If somebody tells me that I can be great, there is great in me. So why shouldn't I believe? So I had to believe all that, okay, these people, they believe in me. So I needed to believe in myself. So I just work on myself. Whenever I feel the fear, I have to understand the roots of that fear. Where does it come from? Myself. I have to work on me. And then once I work on me, then I'm good to go. And as a Christian as well, I need to learn how to be a Christian. Being a Christian, it means I have to learn how to fight my battles, not expecting somebody else to fight my battles. So I have to fight my battles. There were times where my life wasn't going well, and I was praying, and I got confronted by something. So this is something, there is God, there's Lucifer. So I got confronted by this Lucifer's agent. So at the time, I had to have confidence in me that no one is going to stand in my way as my Christianity, as a person. When I say I believe in God, no one is going to stand in my way. So their spirit came into my house and say, I will kill you if you actually keep praying to God. But then I realized that actually this is a United Kingdom. Wherever you go, there is a strong man in every country that guides that place, and whatever that place, whatever that is, the Bible came to life. And I wasn't gonna let it put my confidence away. I said, okay, you wanna kill me? I wanna kill you. I put the fire outside. So first I had to identify what that kind of a thing is, and fire. And I went outside my garden. I'm confident because when you believe in something, there's no turning back. So I lit the fire. And I said, okay, you want to kill me? Go through the fire first, then get to me. I knew what that is. And then he left away and he said, you witness's daughter, you are bonkers, and I am coming back here. And they just went. That was the last time me and my enemy met. So I'm sharing this because there are some people that they believe in things and they don't become what they believe. So when you believe in something, if you are a Christian or you are not a Christian and you believe in meditation, you believe in the universe, you believe in God, why not calling the universe? Because God is the universe. The universe read now. Why not call the universe and ask it to give you your portion of your life? Why not do that? Portion of your life, your wealth is there. So for me, that's my beliefs. That I believe that if you believe in something, My parents believed in me. My mom believed in me. My dad believed in me. He believed that I could be great. God believed in me. He believes in me that I can be anything as long as I'm willing to do the work. There's no magic pill to do things. You got to do the work. So if you are willing to do the work, you can become something. So I was willing to do the work. There are no negotiations when it comes to me changing my life. If I have to leave friends behind, I leave them behind. If I have to change my story, to write my story like right now, I've not had my website for 6 weeks. My website just disappeared overnight because the person, I got my website through my coach. I paid lots of money for it, and my coach, the web designer, took my coach. They took each other to court, and that means every website that he has ever built, he had to go down. So I didn't have a website, but I didn't feel sorry myself. It affected my business, and there was time of reflection. I had to reflect on life. So I had to do that. For 6 weeks, I've been reflecting on life. Although my coach paid somebody else, because it was never my fault, my website did not going down. So he paid somebody else, a web designer, to actually design my website. So the website, it might be live today or tomorrow, in the week, somehow. So I had to reflect on things. What do I really want in life? So building that website, I had to build the website, the things that I desired to do before to change. It was, the story was presented to me to say, Nomsa, you want your desires, but you never fulfill them. Now you can fulfill them. So that website, I had to design it based on what I believe that I can do for my clients. So that's why I use the opportunity to grow, self-growth, to actually reflecting my past as a matchmaker. My business has been running for 5 years. So for that 5 years, what have I accomplished? What are the things that I need to improve now? So those are the things that I've been reflecting. I've not had a time where I just went, God, why would my life go like this? I don't do that anymore. But if it was 10 years ago, I'll be under the pillow worrying about life. But now I don't worry, because every problem, every challenge is presented to us for a reason. So how we respond to that situation is how God is able to, is the critical component. How we respond to the situation is the critical component of how we are able to move forward with life. So for me, I respond with grace. And I said to God, if this is where my life needs to be at this moment, I'm going to spend time reflecting on who I need to become. So I'm spending time doing my research. When I'm finished now, I've worked in the morning. Actually, in the morning, because I work from home, my house needed makeup. So I had to do some makeup in the house. And now when I finish, I go and do some work until 6 o'clock. Then I get off online, and then I go to Tony Robbins' event. So when I finish Tony Robbins' event, I go and sleep. So that is my life story. That's how my life has been. So what is your life story? So this is what I'm leaving you with. What is your life story? Now you've heard my life story. What is yours now? You can take time, reflect, write your own life story. You've heard my story. My story has been amazing. Really, really amazing. I didn't understand before. Now, if I need God, I don't pray for blessings anymore. I used to pray for blessings. And I listened to my pastor, my father in the Lord, Dr. Olukoya. He tells me that if I don't have blessings, if I want to be a millionaire and I'm not a millionaire, that means I'm a weak Christian. So I said to him, so what do I need to be a strong Christian? So he says, I need to call God himself and speak to him. So whenever I get problems or whatever I desire in life, I call God. Raw power of God, fall upon me now. Fall upon me now. Ordain my feet like Joshua. Ordain my dreams like Joseph's dreams. I have to quote every person in the Bible that conquered, refused to be ordinary. They became extraordinary. So I have to quote those people and I have to call him out. When I'm calling him out, I can't think about what I've had for dinner. I can't think about my problems. I can't think about what has worked in my life, what hasn't worked. I can't think about my problems. My brother, I can't think about you either. I know you're watching me. I can't think about my family. My mind has to be clear. I have to focus on him. And when I do that, because I'm calling him out, he knows when I call him out, he knows why I'm calling him out. He reads my heart. He knows my heart. Before I even make a decision, he knows what I desire in life. So when I call him out, he knows why. If it is the finances that I need, he shows me what is standing in my way so I can deal with it. If it is my children, he shows me what is standing in my children's way so I can solve it. If it is my marriage, he shows me what is standing in my way of my marriage so I can be happy. If it is my destiny, he shows me what is standing in front of me. But of course, I have to fast. In order for me to connect with him, I have to fast. Because I get told that I'm weak. So I was like, I don't want to be weak no more. I want to be strong. So in order for me to be strong, I got to know the recipe of a Christian. What does a Christian, how does it behave? Being a Christian, it means that I'm a soldier. I fight my own battles. I have my own weapons. So I have to use those weapons to get to where I need to be, which is if I need to call him out, I'm not just saying it as a joke. I do call God out. I call him out. If I'm having problems, I have to ask for forgiveness first. If there is anything in my heart that is blocking me, experiencing the breakthrough that I need in my life, I have to ask him to forgive me. But then I have to quote his promises. God, you promises this. Anything you ask in my name. You ask not, you can't get it. So I ask. But then I say, God, I don't have money, God. I need money to feed my children. I need money to buy a car. How much does car cost? I say out loud, to buy a house, to buy this, I need this. But God, you say, then you show me straight away the fear that is standing in my way. So I have to deal with it. Sometimes it's ancestors, and I have to have a showdown with ancestors. There's a period of time where I've had a showdown with ancestors through slavery. My ancestors went through slavery. When they were through slavery, the generation of slavery, they went through pain. So there were a situation, although the slavery in the physical is gone, but in spirit, it was there. And God said, Nomsa, there is a thing where there is a slavery decree that says that this is how far Black people can go. So if you can fight, showdown. So I had to have a showdown. And after the showdown, I had to have a life, because now I knew what I was talking about. I had to have a showdown with ancestors, white ancestors that are stopping me moving forward as a Black person. So I was like, no, you're not stopping me moving forward because I'm Black. So that's what I was stopping. That's what was stopping me. Living the life that I want to live. And there was a decree that was made that affected my own family, and that affection was now affecting me. So I had to take a stand and confront those ancestors, and I did. I did, because a spirit is a spirit. When I speak words are very, very powerful. That's why if you listen to the speakers, Tony Robbins, all these speakers, they tell you that the words are very, very powerful. So I had to use my words to say, listen, you put me in judgment because I'm a Black woman who was trying to figure out her life, trying to be the person that I want to become. And you're telling me that I cannot cross that gate. I was like, no way, I can cross the gate, because God created that gate for Black and white. He did not create it just for white people. So I had to go mad. And that's how I got my breakthrough. I had to go mad. But if I didn't know how to pray, I'll be sitting there thinking, my life is not going, or my life is full of problems. I cannot fix anything. So I was like, no, you are not stopping me. So we had to, with our ancient ancestors, white ancestors, I had to have a showdown. I have a showdown with them every now and then, by the way. If you live in my house, my children and their father calls Nomsa, calm down. I'm like, no, I am not going to calm down right now. So when I have a showdown, because sometimes when I pray, they interfere with my prayer. It means that they are stopping me. So I had to have a showdown. But if you didn't know, that is normal. It's in the Bible. If you didn't know, you will go to church and say to people, can you pray for me? And they will pray for you, and they'll touch your head and hit you in the head. And they'll say, it's a miracle. And it does work. When somebody hits you in the head, actually you wake up. It doesn't work. It's real, but it happens for that moment. Any battles, you have to fight them yourself. And the other person, they just help you out. So that's what I'm learning as I go through life, that life, we create the life that we want. So I have a showdown sometimes with the ancestors. They are my ancestors, white or Black, they are my ancestors. Wherever they come from, I have a showdown with them sometimes. And when I have a showdown, when they leave, they say, you're bonkers. And they're like, yeah. In order for me to get to where I need to be, I need to do extraordinary things. Live with grace, everyone. If you're watching this live on YouTube, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and be part of the family. If you're watching on Facebook, we have a group, Nkosi Talk Shows, Unique Billionaire Mindset. So you can join the group and be part of the family. Tomorrow, I'm going to be with Carol Ann. I don't know what the topic will be. So she's going to be with me, or maybe with other people. Other coaches, they're on holiday, summer holiday. But for me, wherever holiday I go, I still have to come on, because I am Nkosi Talk Shows. So I still have to, I am Nkosi. So I still have to. Nkosi Talk Shows is named under my name. after me, so I have to be here so they can, the coaches, other coaches can have time off, they can relax. For me, it means even if I go on holiday, I still have to come here for 1 hour and just add value for you guys. And I will see you on the other side tomorrow. Live with grace, everyone, and God bless. So I have decided actually that I'm going to change when I come on now, I have people that are creating my own music. So we're going to make it very, very intense. Ngozi Talk Shows is going to get intense. It's going to get real. We're going to get hot. We're going to get this. I'm just going to be honest, how you create your life as a woman, how to walk like a woman with power. So I'm going to show you how I change my walk, how I change my inner being, how I decided to be the woman that I am today with power and believing in myself. So the guys are fixing my music. I don't know when they're going to finish fixing that music. So we're going to get real with life. How we create life, we're going to get really, we're going to learn to the rhythm. I'm not going to sing, but we're going to learn the rhythm of life, how life works. So we're going to do this thing where they call personal development. It will get real. So when you go out, you're going to do some dance move. Because as a woman, when you go to a party, you shouldn't have to get drunk in order to be on stage to dance. When the music plays that you love, you should be able to get on stage and dance with grace. So we're going to learn those things. Maybe we might start next week or this week, I don't know. So once the music is ready for me to do the do that I need to do, I'm going to test it and see how it works. And then if it works, we're going to go for it. So when I'm on my own, guys, it means we'll get real. We're going to get intimacy. How do you have to behave in order to be intimacy, playful with your spouse? How do you need to, because your dance move, when we do our dance move, is how we create our lives and the beliefs that we have inside of us. Dance, when we listen to music, it brings out the best in you. So we're gonna do all those things. We're gonna get real. The life Nomsa is gonna get real. So you guys are gonna get to know the real Nomsa. So we're gonna do that. My web designer is fixing the website and fixing my music. Once it's finished with my music, I just need the track, and then we're just gonna crack on. The life, how is life is created, the happiness, how happiness is created, and then we're gonna do all that life. You see, Tony Robbins is a happy man. His happiness, it comes from within. So we're gonna do all that and just enjoy life. Life is full of enjoyment. God bless. Gotta go.